Let's start this November 22nd off with some NBA and NHL bets. Let's start right off with the Montreal Canadiens on the money line against the Buffalo Sabres at -115. Not really a shocking, juicy pick. I just like where the odds are at -115. This is on DraftKings. The Canadiens are 6-4 at home this season, and the Sabres have lost 10 of their last 13 games. The Buffalo Sabres are playing like absolute garbage. 3-5 on the road this season for Buffalo. That's also something that I like. Eric Comrie, he's going to be out multiple weeks according to GM Kevin Adams for the Buffalo Sabres. So we're most likely going to see Craig Anderson guard the pipes for Buffalo. In his last 3 starts, they've been just disgusting. They've been nasty. He's lost all 3 of them, giving up a 4.0 GAA. So if it's going to be him in the net, which it probably will be, I absolutely love that. Sabres in their last 6 games, they're giving up the most goals against through 60 with 4.84 goals allowed those last 6 games, and they're 9th most in shots against through 60. So and they're also 4th worst when it comes to goal finals through 60. So they're not even putting the puck in the back of the net, and it's just been bad. It's just been bad for Buffalo. And just knowing me though, this is going to be the game that they right the ship. Because it's not like the Canadiens have been great. The Canadiens have been kind of but even still, it's like they're 12th in goal final through 60. They're scoring 3.31 in their last 6 games, but I don't know. They haven't been great. The Canadiens haven't been great. So this is of course, going to be the spot that Buffalo probably wins this, right? But I just feel like a team that's lost 10 of their last 13 games. It's going to be Craig Anderson in the pipes. This team can't even score. They're scoring 2.02 goals per game in their last 6. I believe that's 4th worst. 4th worst in the league. It's nasty. It's absolutely nasty. So Montreal's at home. These teams have played before this season, and the Canadiens prevailed 3-2. I like this one at -115. I feel like this thing's got to be a little bit more juiced. If this thing gets juicier, I'm leaving it alone. But at -115, I feel like that is the perfect spot to take the Montreal Canadiens. So I'm riding with the Canadiens here at -115 against the Buffalo Sabres. Let's stick with that same game, and let's go with a Cole Caulfield anytime goal at +140. Again, what did I say before? Buffalo cannot keep the puck out of the net this season. Craig Anderson, again, most likely going to be in the net, giving up 4.0 GAA in his last 3 starts. Cole has hit this in only 2 of the last 5 games, which I don't like to see that. He just did have a 2-goal performance against the Philadelphia Flyers the other day. He's 6th in the league in goals this year, has 11 of them. I just feel like this is the game. Again, this is just going to be the game. I like the juice at +140. I like that it's against Buffalo. I like he just had a 2-goal game. I don't know. I feel like it's just really, really, what I really like the most is that in the last 6 for Buffalo, again, they're giving up 3.66 goals allowed through 65 on 5. That is 3rd worst in the NHL. 10 of Caulfield's 11 goals have come even strength. He's not really big on the power play. But, maybe he'll get one tonight. They've allowed us it's 7 power play goals against in the past 5 games the Buffalo Sabres have. I'm not really looking at that too much just because Caulfield's getting it done mostly even strength, not really doing things on the man advantage. With all that, though, I just like what Caulfield's been doing. I like the team he's playing. He's going to get one to go into the back of the net. +140. I love that. Give me Cole Caulfield anytime. Go at +140 at DK. Let's move on to the NBA, and let's go with the Sacramento Kings. These lines have been shifting. This will probably be at 3.5 by the time that you see this. I got the Sacramento Kings at -1.5 versus the Memphis Grizzlies at -105 on BetMGM. Desmond Bane and Ja Morant are out of this game. Desmond Bane is for sure out. Ja Morant, as a tape time, is doubtful. The Kings have won 6 straight games. Most of that is coming at home, and they're going to be in Memphis tonight, but that really doesn't change anything for me if Morant and Bane are out in this game. Grizzlies are 3-3 in their last 6, and the Grizzlies have lost all 3 games that Ja Morant has been out this season, so that tells you really all you need to know. They're 1-4 in games without Desmond Bane, and they're most likely going to be without both of these guys in this matchup. The Kings have been just electric. They lead the league in points per game at 121. 6-game winning streak. The Grizzlies are averaging 103.5 points per game without Morant and Bane. It's going to be hard to find offense, and then you have to stop De'Aaron Fox and Domantas Sabonis. I just don't see that happening. I don't know. I really see. I see this being. I love this at 1.5. I love it. I'd play this thing probably to 3.5. I'd probably play this thing to 3.5 for the Sacramento Kings. The Kings are 5-1 ATS on the road this year. Memphis is 5-2, but that doesn't scare me just because of the situation with Morant and Desmond Bane. I will play this thing to 3.5 for Sacramento, not any more than that. But right now I love this at 1.5 at BetMGM, and it's almost at plus odds. So give me the Sacramento Kings at -1.5 versus the Memphis Grizzlies at -105 on BetMGM. I got the Brooklyn Nets at -7.5 against the Philadelphia 76ers at -110 on BetMGM. Again, these lines are shifting. This is probably going to be up into like 8.5 by the time you see this. Is at -110 on BetMGM. Harden's out, Joel Embiid's out, Tyrese Maxey's out. Literally everybody's out for the 76ers. They just will have human bricks be starting for them. Ben Simmons making his return to the city of brotherly love, and you best believe that there's going to be no love for him at Wells Fargo Center. He's gonna get booed every time he touches that ball. It's just gonna be insane. But I think that's that extra motivation that he needs to put a good performance up. So we can most likely expect a good performance from Ben Simmons. And then you have Kevin Durant, who he's going to continue to be consistent and do what he does. I don't know. There's not much to this. It's Embiid's out, Harden's out, Maxey's out. That's really all this comes down to. I feel like 7.5 is too low. It's going to continue to go up. Again, I'd play this thing to about -9. This will be a double-digit win by the Brooklyn Nets. I will not go any higher though than -9, just because you never know. That's just too many points for me. And I feel like these numbers are irrelevant, but I'm going to say it anyway. The Brooklyn Nets have not been covering. They're 22nd in the league at 7-9-1 covering the spread. Again, it's a special situation. The Philadelphia 76ers are 10th in the league at 9-7 against the spread. They're 6-4 at home, which is 7th best. But again, blah, 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 blah. I just feel like those are all just numbers in a game. Again, most of that is with Harden, with Embiid, with Maxey. They will not have any of those guys tonight. Kevin Durant, Ben Simmons, special situation coming back to Philadelphia for the first time. This is going to be a whooping. This is going to be an ass kicking for the Brooklyn Nets, I believe. We'll play this thing to -9 for Brooklyn, no more than that. So give me the Brooklyn Nets at -7.5 versus the 76ers at -110 on BetMGM. That's been my bets for November 22nd. This has been Booksmart, and I'll talk to you guys later.